Good morning. I am not very good at this, but I feel like this is probably the easiest way. Instead of typing it all out, I can give you a visual. So I've got all my stuff, sugar, oils, water, henna from my freezer, and it's like, I don't even know how old this is. It's got a question mark. I don't know. I've got so many like half open packages of henna in the freezer, like I don't even know what's what. So I like to use a container like this because it's nice and deep and you can really get a good stir. And you know, you can put the top on. You don't have to use foil or whatever while your henna does its thing, because it needs to sit a little while. So it's just really nice to use one of these. You can set it in a warm place because henna likes to be warm, not too hot. You don't want to put it in the sun, but a nice warm place is great. So summer is awesome for mixing henna. I like to use a fork because you can beat out a lot of the lumps. My dog is crying about something, I don't know what. So I don't usually measure my henna at all, but I'm gonna kind of try just to like give you an idea of where to start. So I'm gonna take a big tablespoon, Norman, a few big spoons. Let's see. Let's do one more. Nice big. Okay. So there's 3 heaping tablespoons of henna powder in here. And I'm going to use sugar today because I think that's probably a good place for you to start. But you can, you know, I often use agave nectar. This is about empty. Or honey. It's a great way to use up old honey. But when you use a liquid like this for your sweet ingredient, it can make your henna thinner than you want to because it adds so much more sticky moisture. So starting with sugar is probably a good way to go. But keep in mind, if you add too much, it will make your paste way too slimy, sticky, and hard to work with. But the idea of adding a sweet, sticky ingredient is to help it dry a little bit slower, and also to give it a nice silky consistency. It helps it flow. It helps it to not crack when it dries. So this is something that you can get a feel for as you go. So I would say for 3 heaping tablespoons of henna powder, you want to use probably, I don't know, what's this? Probably, how much is this? Let's see. Yeah, I'd say like, you know, that's probably a good. And that's probably like a big full tablespoon of sugar. And you just want to kind of blend it. And that's something that you can tweak a little bit as you go. But so I'm also going to put in my oils right now. This is, well, can't focus. This is Australian cajeput that I get from Henna Lounge. My friend Darcy has Henna Lounge. It's hennalounge.com. Or also I think she has hennaguru.com. And her stuff is a little bit pricey, but it's really quality stuff. And henna itself is pretty inexpensive, so buying the good stuff to mix it with is always a win-win. So this is cajeput oil, and it doesn't smell so good. It's kind of medicinal. So I don't really measure it. I just put a lot in. So that's about right. And then I usually add an oil that smells nice, like lavender. but I'm all out, I think. I don't know, I couldn't find it. So I have this Indian cardamom oil, and it smells really nice. It's real spicy. So I add some of that to kind of counteract the medicinal smell of the cajeput. And the reason why you want to use the cajeput, or, oh my gosh, my dog is running off with my rug, my kitchen rug. The reason you want to use cajeput or tea tree is because those oils are very high in monoterpene alcohol, and that's what you really want. You want that alcohol content to help break down the cellular wall of the henna molecule, basically, to allow the dye to be released from that cell. So, let's see. So I have warm water. Traditionally, you've always had to use lemon juice to mix henna, but nowadays the henna powder is so much better quality than it used to be 20-some years ago when I started hennaing. You had to have the acid level of the citrus from the lemon to really help break that down, that cellular wall. But nowadays the henna is so much more better. Oh, it's just has more dye content. It's just a better product than it used to be. It's milled much finer, and it's sifted. There's no sticks or twigs or pebbles or anything in there. Henna powder used to be a mess when I started. So now I just use warm water. One second, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause you. Just got this new real cushy rug, sort of mat, for in front of the sink. You know, it's real nice to stand on when you're doing kitchen stuff. And my dog politely just, wow, what an ass. Okay. All right, so add some water here. And just do a little at a time until you get it where you want it. So obviously, that's not enough. Okay. Just keep adding until you kind of get, consistency that you want. So for now, early on, just for getting it mixed. Again, we got to work out some lumps. And see, that's why I like these containers, because you can really like whip it around. A bowl is kind of, you know, not so good for keeping henna in the bowl while you're beating the heck out of it, which it really needs. It needs to be beat up a little because it's very, oh, well, henna has, you know, a cellulose content because it's a plant, so all plants have some cellulose, and that's like a, you know, a elasticy kind of thing. So in order to get past that, you really got to beat the heck out of it. So it's a little lumpy right now. But you see how we've got this consistency of, I don't know if you can see that. It's sort of, see how it drops off. Into a lump there. So that's kind of good for now, because you want to let it sit in this state for a little while. So this is good. And yes, it's got some lumps in it, but that will all work out later. So I'm going to be done with this for now. I mean, it's really pretty simple. I could probably mix henna with my eyes closed at this point. But there was a time where, you know, and it was really difficult when I first started because, like I said, the henna was shit. And now the demand for good henna, good quality henna, is just so much higher. So the farmers I've made a better product. I've grown a better product. So, now that it's like this, I don't know if you can see, lumpy, it's still a little green. So at this point, I will put the lid on, and I'll put it in a warm place. Again, not hot. You could put it outside in the shade, but you don't want to leave it too long. You want to check it frequently. So let's see, where I'll probably put mine in the garage today because it's very stuffy. It's warm in there, but it's not like the sun's not beating in, and yeah, I think that's a great spot. So I'm going to put this in the oven, or not the oven, oh my God, the garage. It feels like an oven in there. Put this in the garage, and I'll just leave it there. I have Pilates class at 11, and then I have a couple errands to run, so when I get back, let's see, maybe 3-ish hours from now, I'll check it. I'll give it another stir. You know, I'll test the dye release, and I will show you what it looks like then.